calm down, relax, do your research, be confident, and ace it. And that's on her. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Dudu, back at it again with another banging video. In today's video, as you already see by the title, I am going to be giving you guys tips on how to nail your university interview. So all the way from preparing for your interview to how to act during the interview. So last year in 2020, I had an interview with one of my universities. So you're waiting for your acceptances or your sorry messages, like it's okay, but you get that dreadful email to say, hey, you've been offered an interview. So in today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys everything you need to know to kind of prep yourself and make you a bit more calm for those interviews. Before we get into the video, if you're new to my channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below and join this amazing family. And if you're a returning subscriber, thanks for tuning in. And without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. So the first thing you want to do when preparing for your interview is to do a lot of research. And I don't know how to emphasize this, but do a lot of research. It will not only calm you down during your interview, but it will just give you a smooth sailing interview. Research on the university you want to go to. I do not know how much I can emphasize this, but a lot of questions will stem from why do you want to go to this university. So by doing research, you definitely give yourself that extra boost that allows you to answer questions with a lot more confidence. Basically, just go to their website, scroll through, click buttons, find out as much information as you can about the university, things that you find interesting, a few facts about the university, just how many campuses do they have, how do their campuses look, do you like how it looks, do you like are the spaces modern, are they vintage, how is their teaching style, what their rating is in the world. You just want to find as much information as you can about the university that you find interesting in case they ask you this question. So why do you want to come to this university? So if you've done all that research, you can make an informed answer. You can make a very qualitative answer, that rather than just rambling and saying, oh, I think you can say, through my research I found that this university has this campus. I really like the modernness of the campuses, or I really like the teaching style. I find this interesting and this and this and this. So already you are giving yourself a million marks. Do you know what I mean? Second research you have to do is research on the course. So don't only research on the university, research on the specific course you want to go to. Now with the course, you kind of want to go in depth so that you really can tell the interviewer why you chose that course, because they could ask this question: what made you choose this course at this university? Definitely want to be sure to say, in this university I noticed that with this course they do it like this, they do it like that. And if you're not well researched, you will not be able to give a quality answer. Another part of research that you can do is watch YouTube videos. People out there, myself included, like to put information out about how their university interview experience went. So you just search up university interview for King's College London, university interview for computer science. Whether it's for the university or the course, you just want to go so you have an idea of how they usually ask questions for that university or how they ask the questions for your course. So definitely go on YouTube, search up. It's not wasting time, because I know sometimes it feels like I'm just watching YouTube videos, but it's really important that you go so that you're more calm, you know what to expect. So the last part of research depends on whether or not you live in the country, and that is researching on general information about education in that country, so like tertiary education in that country, because they could ask you, so why did you decide to choose to study in the UK or in America or wherever it is? So you want to really kind of research on education in that country, so you can also again give an informed answer rather than from what I think is that you can say, from my research they have top education in the world, some of the top education in the world. Education from this country usually gives people good jobs. a lot of different aspects.
So I quickly had to jump on here to say, with this question, a possible extension would be, why did you choose to study in this country and not your own home country? So you have to really be ready with the facts of why you chose to go somewhere else and not stay in your own home country, whether it's because education is better in that country or whether you think you'd fit in the other country. You just need to kind of have your facts, and it doesn't have to be too serious. Even if it's just the fact that the other country is more diverse and you want to experience a different culture, it's still probably an acceptable answer. Just have it in your mind ready. Also, just another tip and some friendly advice, make sure you make it sound like you do want to come back to your home country, even if you don't really plan on it, but you need to kind of say how learning in that country will help you learn certain skills that you come back and kind of implement in your country.
So after you do all your research, you're informed, you're kind of ready, hold on, go to your personal statement. Do you remember the personal statement that you wrote when you were applying? That personal statement is basically what your interviewer is going to be looking at the whole time when they're asking you questions. So you want to really make sure you go through your personal statement, reread everything that you wrote, make sure you remember, and if you said you did this, you kind of have a fresh information about the thing that you did. For example, if you put that you worked somewhere or you volunteered somewhere, make sure you're not caught off guard when they could ask you things on your interview, because you don't want to seem like you were lying. And if you were lying, please make sure, now I'm saying this as a friend, but I really do not recommend lying in an interview, in a personal statement. But if you did put a few lies, please make sure you go over your personal statement, make sure you remember everything that you said, because they are going to ask you, and you don't want to be caught off guard with things that you wrote, because that will only make you seem untruthful and not give you a successful interview, because most likely it's gonna throw you off and make you less confident, and we don't want that for you. Okay, so this brings me to the next part of the interview process, which is the actual interview.
Well, hold on. Before the actual interview, you want to kind of practice the answers that you're gonna say when you're asked questions. Now with this, I don't mean practice the answers and cram them as they are. You want to kind of write down talking points for possible questions that you'll receive. So you want to kind of have an idea of what you talk about if you're asked a certain question, and just have a bunch of questions, and I'll leave some at the end of this video or on the screen right now. So you want to have the bunch of questions and what would you talk, and know what you talk about if you're asked those things. And I repeat, do not cram your answers. You do not want to sound like a robot during your interview. And if you're asked a question in a different way, you're most likely going to go on with one of your answers. And if it is wrong, that is a very dangerous thing to do. So just don't cram. And yeah, back to the video.
So, tips for the actual interview: be confident. I don't know how much I can emphasize this, but if you don't think you can do it, you will not be able to do it. So you kind of have to put your mindset in that I'm going to do this, I can get this. And even if you have done all the research and you have all your information, if you are not confident in yourself, you will not have a good and successful interview. So make sure you are definitely confident, and be that person that you always want to be. I know we all have that person that we look at and we're like, oh man, that girl is so confident, or that guy is so confident. How is he so confident? Remember, it is just you and the interviewer, or how many ever people there are on the panel. So you can literally be that confident person that you usually see other people being, and that is how you have a successful interview. I don't know how much I can emphasize. I don't know how to explain it, but be confident in yourself. Be confident in everything that you say. And if you have done your research, you can easily be confident. Which brings me to another thing, body language. So when I did my interview, it was online, and it was via a video call. With that, you want to really look engaged, because in person it's obviously easy to sit up, but in a video call it's so easy for you to just end up being like, yeah, you know what I mean? So make sure you kind of looking confident, act like the interview is in person, like they're looking at your entire body. Don't be playing with your feet or whatever it is, because that's going to draw your your attention away. You want to really focus on the interview, and one way to show that you're really, you know, engaging and really in it is to sit up straight, you know, really focus, listen attentively, you know, nod your head if you have to, so it shows that you're listening. Because now if it's via video, you're not really giving that kind of eye contact. So if you're not, like, you know, engaging and saying, you know, yeah, whatever, you're going to look like the interviewer's lost you, and then your interview is not successful. Do you know what I mean? So another tip is, during your interview, do not be scared to ask the interviewer to repeat the question. It's okay. You'd rather ask them to repeat the question than start answering your own question that you made up in your head. You know what I mean? So, you know, just say politely, sorry, I didn't get that. Could you repeat the question? You know, it actually makes you seem more confident, more engaged, rather than you just going off like, now they know that, okay, this person is just, they start wondering if you care or not. So make sure you are confident to a point where if you did not hear the question or you didn't get something, just simply ask. Another tip is, when you get asked a question, do not be too precise. Do not give a short answer, and just don't say yes. You know, that is not how you have a good interview. And also, do not say, yes, I did this, blah blah blah, and then you start going off and off. You want to really find the balance between giving your answer to like answering the exact question, giving enough information, not too much and not too little. So for example, if they ask you, why did you choose this university, you can't say it's the top in the world. So what? Do you know what I mean? So you also don't want to say it's the top in the world, it did this, it did that, I want this, I want that, blah 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 blah. That, like, you're not going off, you're losing the interview. So you want to say, you know, it's the top in the world, and I think that I'll be able to get a very good education from it, and the teaching style is like this, and I really think that will help me become a software engineer in the future. Period. Do you know what I mean? So you want to give really concise but informative answers.
And with answering questions as well, you can kind of steer the interviewer into what you want to talk about. So for example, if they ask you why you want to do something, and you say, from my experience in doing this in high school, or doing this in where I found my passion in doing this and whatnot. Do you know what I mean? And then now the interviewer is going to be like, oh, so you did this in high school, tell me about that. And then you're going to be able to now, you know, talk about what you kind of know and what you want to talk about, if that makes sense. So that's a very important tip. You can steer the interview in your own direction into whatever path you want it to take, if you just add the little important details that you want to talk about.
So last but not least, you want to ask questions at the end. When the interviewer asks you, oh, so do you have any questions? Ask questions, please. Even if you plan them, I literally planned my questions out because I knew I would not have questions on the spot, and I know myself. So make sure you write your questions down, ask the questions, and before you know it, you're going to be flowing. So now I'm going to tell you guys my university interview experience that I had in 2020, in the beginning of the panoramic, in the beginning of the pandemic. This brings me to the final part of this video, which is the possible questions that you could be asked. So I'll leave all of them on the screen because they are way too much. This brings me to the end of this video, you guys. I know it was a bit everywhere, but I really hope you found this useful, because there are a lot of points that I think really help in an interview and calm you down and basically make an interview feel like a piece of cake. So definitely take your screenshots, write your questions down, write notes from this video, go back, save it, come back to it in case you don't even have an interview now or whatever. But yeah, I really do hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you give it a huge thumbs up, and if you think it will help someone else, not you, make sure you share this video around. And if you're not already subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button to join this amazing family. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.